Hi guys, hope you're well. I just thought I'd put out a quick video about some of the stuff that I'm going to be working with the Past Life Regression Therapies and Life Between Lives, just to let people know exactly what it's all about, what I'll be doing, and what you're likely to experience. So essentially the past life work is linking people through hypnosis to their memory banks that are stored from other lives. So you have anywhere between, could be 2 to 5,000 other lives, maybe even more, depending on where you've been from and what you've done. And what typically happens is that when people have things like chronic pain or chronic fears or acute illnesses and things like that, it's usually related, and some people that I know in the industry would advocate that it's always related to a past life experience that is usually traumatic. So what we do is in the past life therapies and regressions and these sorts of things, we put people into a nice, comfortable dream state where they're floating off and going through some guided imagery and bits and pieces like that. And then when they're in a sleepy, dreamy state enough, they are led into a place to walk into a past life. And at the moment, I'm only doing positive ones, but in a couple of weeks, I'll be doing some. I'll be trained in the traumatic and clinical therapy side of things, which is really exciting. So, what typically happens is the therapist will ask a series of questions to explore and navigate through the past life, and typically what you find at the end, if you've encountered a traumatic life or a traumatic experience, is the energy that's left in that life could still be there. And what happens is that your soul, when the spirit energy comes into form in this existence, it still has a trailing energy in that spot, in that incarnation in time and space. So there is a process to recall that energy through retrieval sequence, and you then get that spirit energy back into your global cycle, if you want to refer to it that way. It's a very powerful process. I've experienced it personally in different ways and forms, a couple of different regressions and stuff like that. I have moved past a significant fear of mine with this process, and I see how it can really make a huge impact on people's lives, to essentially really tackle some of the bigger issues that are holding people back from success, happiness, or anything else that might be getting in the way of living a better, more fulfilling, higher purposeful life. So that's essentially the really nuts and bolts of how it all works. There is a lot of mechanics, but for people that have concerns about hypnosis, I'd probably just like to say that it is in no way, shape or form anything like the stage shows or anything that you've seen. There's a lot of people that think to themselves, oh look, they'll go one of two ways. I don't want to be controlled. I do not want to be controlled by someone else and put to use or anything like that. It doesn't work that way. You can't do anything against your will unless you've actually consciously signed up for that. And plus, the thing about your subconscious is that it's always going to protect you. It will always keep you safe. It is your number one survival mode. When you have fight or flight mentality, that's your subconscious, or that's your, it's your subconscious that's protecting you. It's alerting you to what you need to do. But with the likes of going into hypnosis, some other people have concerns that they're not going to be able to be hypnotized. Well, hypnotize is a concept related to how other people think that it's like those whole stage shows and all that kind of stuff. It's really not. What being hypnotized is going into a very, very deep state of relaxation that transcends basically your conscious mind with your subconscious, and they start meeting in the middle, and your subconscious mind starts to take over as your conscious mind lets go, and you become more and more relaxed. So what happens in this state is your subconscious starts to dictate more things for your base function. You start to get more imagery, you start to have things sort of play out like a dream. So it's the same type of brain function, brain chemistry. If you've ever had a dream, then you will be able to go into a deep state of relaxation, what they call a trance state. So a trance state is referring to how your brain waves change from beta to gamma to delta to theta. You don't want to be in theta because you'll be asleep, but if you're in delta and you're in gamma and alpha, those three, then you're having a dreamlike experience. And realistically, you want to be in delta. Delta's the best because it's literally like living the dream and being immersed in that dreamlike experience, and that's when you get the most prophetic and immersive experiences out of past life navigations and experiences. So that's what we aim for. But even myself, I can really only at this point get to moderate trance states. I have some techniques and stuff that I'll be working on to get there, because the really exciting stuff as we move forward is about life between lives. So when you pass on in a past life experience and go to the death point, there are some things that happen there, and I won't go into great depth, but when you reach that state and go to the next stage, there's a whole bunch of different stages that are the life between lives. And in this space, you transcend into an experience where you may go through things in different forms, but you'll meet your guides, you'll meet other people from your soul groups, and you'll have an experience that's not really quite from this reality. It's very different. I have experienced this and it's wonderful. But the beautiful thing about it is that your therapist can have some preset questions that you may want to ask your higher self. So when you transition into this space, you more or less start melding with your higher self, and all of these wonderful things happen where you can ask yourself, or you can have the clinician or the therapist ask some of the big questions that you want to know. So things like, why am I here? What is my purpose? Who are the people in my life that are supposed to be here? I know this person is really important to me. I've had a connection to them all the time. Were they in other past lives? These sorts of dots that you want to connect that are really probably in a lot of people's heads, whether they like it or not, you connect yourself. So the clinician asks the questions, and you, as your higher self coming through this transient experience, give the answers. And this is what Life Between Lives is all about. It's a very, very long journey. It takes about 5 hours all up. And in end of May, June, I'll be qualified to do the Life Between Life stuff, which I'm so excited about, genuinely. Cannot wait to start doing that for people, because how happy are you when you have all of your genuine questions answered? If you're literally aligned with your life purpose and your highest purpose, then how amazing is that? That's something that's truly magical. So it's a gift that I really want to share and spread with the world. It's really amazing, this soul technology that we have. So yeah, if you have any questions about the process or how it works, please let me know. But also over the coming weeks, maybe the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to be merging this process of hypnosis with guided meditations and imagery for purpose. So things like literally actually connecting to our planet Gaia, Mother Earth, and performing some healing methodologies with people's amplified heart energy through guided meditation, and we might do that as a group one. Things like that are really just purpose driven. So we're trying to get some kind of energy outcome, either for the group or for planet Earth, for Mother Earth, and those sorts of things. So yeah, over the next probably 6 weeks, I'll be releasing a bunch of stuff. So yeah, really excited. I hope to have you on board. The videos are more than likely going to be free. What I might ask people to do is, if you like them and you want to spread them to people, please do that. If you like them and don't want to spread them to people because you want to be private or whatever your approach is, you can support me on Patreon. So that'd be great. Love you all, love your support. Thanks very much. I wish you all the best and many blessings. Thank you.